like, yeah, I teach kids. I'm like, that's fucking hot. Let me just hop on real quick. I don't know what it is. It's just like, if you're a coach, if you're a teacher, I'm like,
it works.
Let me get with you. Automatically. Like,
I understand. I get it. Because it just makes
somebody
sense.
gets it.
No, it makes so much sense because it's just like, especially if I can learn something from that person and they can keep teaching me.
Okay.
Welcome back to Kickin with Katelyn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kicking It with Katelyn. Today, I have Sophia with me.
Hi.
So, with all the things that are going on in the world right now, it's been pretty difficult for the most of us, and I wanted us to bring good vibes. So, just take a deep breath and grab some snacks and stay a while because we're going to have a good time today.
Yes, we're going to talk a lot about the deep and hopefully not as dirty stuff, but...
Well, we're just girls.
Depends.
Okay, so just to give us a little bit of a base, Sophia, do you want to tell them about yourself a little bit?
Sure. As to what I can dig up on, my name is Sophia. I go to ACC with Katelyn, and we met at a film class, I believe.
Yeah.
One of my first film classes, but I'm actually doing live sound production. So different, but kind of there. But love film class.
We're in entertainment.
Yeah, that works. Entertainment industry, hopefully business side where the money is at some point.
That's right. Okay, so for the first topic today, we're going to talk about times that we were Delulu.
A little crazy.
You're going to get a little taste of both of us and our delusional. I don't know how to word that. But with you being the guest, I shall let you go first, ma'am.
Okay. I have to rack up all the times. Okay. Okay. I got one. So this was probably me starting on Tinder. Because, I mean, everyone downloads Tinder at one point. Oh, don't get me started on Tindy.
Girl, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so I guess starting off with online dating, I didn't really know, like, what it really was like. Obviously, now we know what Tinder's like, what the difference between Hinge and Bumble and Tinder's all like. Let's just say back then we were a bit naive, you know? Yeah. We didn't know what we were getting into. We made a Tinder profile for fun and then went on dates and hopefully wish we found our Prince Charming.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, hoping. And I've been on dates. I would go on dates and like you'd be wine and dine. You're like getting all like nicely like, oh, I'll open the door for you. You know, the usual stuff. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to marry him. But that's not.
Hopeless romantic in me.
I am a hopeless romantic at the fullest. Yeah. And it's my worst flaw. Raw? Great. But I remember having times being like, oh my God, we're going to get married. Or we're going to meet each other's parents. We're like, it's happening. And then they never text back. Of course. It's Tinder, though. Like, what can you expect?
But also at the same time, like, I do expect the best out of people. Like, I'm like, where'd you go, boo?
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, I'm already going off track, but, like, whenever you're on Tinder, do you stay on Tinder to text them, or do you move somewhere else?
I deleted Tinder such a long time ago. Yeah. So, but what I can remember in the moment of having Tinder, I would at least try to have like a basic conversation on there and then see if they wanted to move it to like either most likely Instagram, but don't even get me started on Snapchat.
No, that's part of the reason that I deleted my Snapchat.
I want to delete it so bad.
I did. It's so nice.
I just have family that text me there sometimes.
Oh, tell me to WhatsApp.
They have WhatsApp too.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they're younger than me, so it's different.
I get it. I do get it.
But we have Instagram. Let's just delete Snapchat altogether. Like, I don't want to get a where you at like 2 a.m. anymore. I'm done. I don't want to go through that anymore. It's so stupid.
I want to be loved, damn it.
I want to be wined and dined and courted. I want a boombox outside of my backyard.
At minimum. Look at Sophia. She's fucking beautiful. That's what she deserves.
Oh my God, stop it. I think you're gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay, so my first one also revolves around Tinder. So, you know, like, whenever you think someone's cute and you see them on Tinder and you know of each other and you follow each other on Instagram and whatnot, you're already mutuals, but what y'all are both fucking wusses and you won't say anything.
Not texting.
Dude, literally. So I'm pretty sure this is how that relationship started. But, oh my God, I was a fucking idiot.
What happened?
Dude, I honestly, everyone that I ever talked to, I like love them. Like, I just can't help it.
You love the best of people. You see the best in people. And I understand because I
do
relate completely.
Big time,
even
right?
if they're big bads.
Oh, dude, no, red flag all the way around. Like, he was Twitter famous. Like, not for his dick, but, like, he was Twitter famous in the way that, like, he would post a little slutty picture of himself and everyone would like it.
The thirst traps.
Yes. And I do, obviously we're going to date people who are hot.
Right.
And because we're hot.
We want a confident man.
Right. But also not a douchebag.
Exactly.
But that's what he was. So I was like, oh, he chose me. He picked me. Like, let me just go ahead. So the first time that we ever met, like, I want to say he was already in some sort of service, like military, Air Force, that kind of junk. So we would like low key, Mom, stop watching right now.
Mom, turn off the phone.
Literally, stop. Basically, we would sext on like Snapchat.
Of course.
Yeah. And then then he finally came back, right? And he was like, slide through, whatever. Didn't ever go on a date with him. I don't know why I liked him that much because he would entertain me.
Right.
He would like text me throughout the day whenever he wanted some.
The attention. And they're like, how are you?
Yes, he knew how to play it. And then I would go over and we would smash, whatnot. I would leave and he would be nice. He'd be like, oh no, like spend the night. And we would not fuck the next morning. It was so confusing.
I'm getting mixed signals.
That's what I'm saying. And then then I got upset because he left again and we never went on a date. And I was like, okay, whatever.
What?
And the next year, Halloween came around and I saw him. Bitch, I was dressed like Tanjiro.
Wait, where is that from? I might not
From
know.
Demon Slayer. The one with the big birthmark right here. And I had it on. But I dressed like sexy as fuck. But also it was there.
Okay.
I was cute, but he wasn't even dressed up for Halloween. So he was lame. But he was still this gorgeous guy, right? And I had blocked him and everything, and I unblocked him to see if he would text me.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And then I went over the next day, and literally, I get nervous whenever I see people.
Oh, absolutely.
I be talking a lot. Even though I know we're just gonna smash, I'm like, like for at least an hour.
You just yap.
At least. Because I'm looking for that connection, right?
Mm-hmm. You have to cut it and be like, oh my God, me too. And then you're like,
literally, because then it will make it better, right? Because men don't do foreplay.
No.
Sorry. So this is me getting my piece of cake and eating it.
This is your foreplay.
Literally. And so then we do the deed and whatnot, and he's like, okay, yeah, actually, I'm leaving pretty soon, but I want to fly you to Florida. And literally, I'd be like, okay.
I'm getting flashbacks.
So, this is when I'm available. And he'd be like, okay, yeah, he'd screenshot, the plane ticket, and he'd be like, okay, I think this one will work, right? And I'd be like, yeah, it would work.
Yeah.
Ghosted me. I understand. I literally thought that this man was going to fly me out to Florida, and we're going to have, the time of our lives.
Yeah, right.
No.
No.
And now he has a girlfriend who he flew out to Florida. So I can only imagine that the night before I saw him, he was already sleeping with somebody else.
Oh, absolutely. Do you know what branch he was going?
Air Force.
It doesn't even matter. I would have rolled my eyes at all of them.
Right.
My dad was in the Marines, but he even tells me, he's like, those men are so unfaithful.
But they're so hot.
Yeah, they are. I can't lie and tell the truth at the same time. But I understand completely because I have like a similar story.
Oh, please tell, give it to us. But that's like so delusional.
Oh no,
like
extremely.
You were never an option.
You weren't an option, and it's the fact that he wanted you to think you were an option because like he knew you would come back to him. It's the power that he has in his hands,
literally,
and just being like, oh well, I can play with you whenever I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he would stop like, see, I don't have that many guy friends, and I was like, okay, you person who I work with, like,
yeah.
what is this that's happening? And he was like, well, he got his nut in. I mean, I've never felt so small before in my whole life.
It's so true though. And you hear from girls who are like, oh, maybe it meant something. And I'm like, honey, truly, why did he come over? I mean, if you guys didn't do it, then what else is he looking for? There's something he's there for.
Yeah.
And it's not just gonna be he loves you. It's sad. Obviously, this is like certain circumstances, but
but realistically, we're all a victim of it.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of people.
Okay, like, you have to share yours.
Okay,
because then I won't feel as bad.
So I have to like cut out a lot of details. But basically, I was talking to this person for a really long time. There were red flags everywhere. And I was just in my Bella complex. Just like, he chose me. Oh my God. Okay, whatever. He was joining the military. And we were long distance talking. He was in Florida. And
imagine we're Eskimo sisters.
Different branch. Okay. That would be wild, though. But I was delusional, and I was like, we're in a relationship. But what do you think whenever a guy's flying you out to Florida to meet his family?
To meet his family?
To meet his family. Yes, to meet his mother and other family members. I don't know, like...
That's some distance for some coochie.
Exactly. It's too much.
It is.
And it's the promising of like, oh, better life, oh, blah, 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 like... wait for me when I get out, kind of talk, you know?
Yeah.
Lies. Not true at all. Like, I did get flown out twice.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes.
Did you live your life the best that it could be lived?
I mean, I think I did, but at the same time, I look back and I'm like, I was not happy. The fantasy, it was here.
Oh, okay.
And I was fed it going to Florida, and it did not, you know, what do you say? It did not add up to what I thought it was going to be. And that's how I knew it was like, it was fake.
Yeah.
Not to even mention that he...
He would.
When okay, this was a lot of time had passed, but we were still kind of talking. This was like maybe a full year after, right? And we're talking to meet up again. But we've been kind of off and on. And then I see this girl on Facebook, and they have a engagement like date on their Facebook, on her Facebook, with a picture of him. And then I found her TikTok, and that's when everything broke loose, and I just saw it all. But I had a feeling.
Wait. Now you have to tell me more about this TikTok, because
it was just like a so you know how it's like a gallery of pictures, like a slideshow.
Yeah.
Just a slideshow of them and her. And, like, the meeting the family and them being together since 2 months in when I was supposed to fly in to see him.
Oh, my gosh.
I was talking to him the entire time.
And, okay, so you did get flown out, right?
Yeah, this was, well, what I'm talking is about a year after I got flown out.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Dude, I would have been shattered if I was you.
I was definitely heartbroken, but it was more the point that, like, I trusted this person.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I thought we had a connection. But obviously, there's always that little thought in your mind that's thinking that something's not right. Yeah. And
your intuition is really smart.
So strong. I swear I've known that I was going to get broken up with every time, like right before, at least either a week. And I think I've told you one time before it happened, and it did.
It did.
It did. We were in class. Life.
Well, I think honestly, it's more of like I woke the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
You were done with being lusted over.
Absolutely. I got waterboarded and I figured out.
Got waterboarded. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how do I follow up with that one?
Don't worry about it.
So another time that I was delusional, it always revolves around fucking Tinder. I love Tinder. It's giving me a lot of personality.
It's good for plot.
It is. It is. And, you know, I like to window shop.
I like to window shop.
I do. Like, oh, this sounds terrible. This is off topic again. But, like, I got a random text message the other day.
Yeah.
Not the other day. When I say the other day, that could mean last year. That could mean, like,
I say that,
yesterday.
too. No one's gonna know.
Right. And it was, like, this green message. And I don't say people's names unless we've slept with each other.
Right.
Or if I like them.
Otherwise, why have their name?
Exactly, because then I have all these random ass dudes in my phone. So like they're a random number and they were like, I haven't seen you on Tinder in a while. And I was like, I don't know who this is. So the safest response was like, I just want to see what fish there are in the sea. And they never responded. So I wasn't going to be like, yeah, who is this?
Like, go be with your other fishes then.
No, literally. And I was like, okay, if you were just going to text me for that, like, what's the point?
It's like a John. He's like, I can't believe she doesn't remember me.
Right. So I'm like, if there was no conversation that was going to be started after that, like, why would you even send that? I'm a little stuck up on that still, obviously.
It's almost like they were looking through all their options that they had before, and they're just like, hey, how are you doing? Hey, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I get those too. Like people that I barely even struck up conversation before, and then they come back and they're like, oh my God, hey, how's school? And I'm like, we talked once during finals. I don't know who you are. My brain was off.
I had to use you in that moment for stress relief, and it didn't last.
And it didn't last at all. It was very temporary.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you made me just think of like, I did that recently. I literally was like, I unmatch people who I end up like texting because I will go on their profile and re-look to see how close they are, if they're responding to me or not.
Okay.
It's very toxic for yourself. Don't ever do it. So that's
it's like
why
looking
I
at
unmatch
Snap
them.
scores.
It is, right?
It's okay, we all do it.
I'm trying not to.
I'm trying not to too.
I rematched him, and I was like, I can't remember why we stopped talking, but honestly, we should start back up again. And he never responded to me. That's the reason why I deleted Tinder. No, like genuinely, that is why I deleted Tinder. I was like, no, let me just save myself the effort.
Oh my God. It's hard being rejected. It's not, it's okay though, because I feel like I've battled it with rejection. I've been rejected a lot, and I feel like I've gotten used to it, so now I can just be like, okay, whatever.
Right. And like, the thing with me and rejection, like, I'm now starting to lose weight again, but I got big, and I was like, it's because I'm big, but I'm losing weight again, so we'll see how it goes. So
you're like, now what do I blame it on? My sense of humor?
Right, and it's not that.
It's the ability to yap. They're like too much yap for me.
I think so, and see, we're Yap City.
Oh, absolutely.
Both of us. We don't know how to shut
Central.
the fuck up. But like, I also want the other person in the relationship to yap.
Carrie.
Exactly. I want them to ask me questions about myself.
Yes.
Because when I get nervous, I start just me.
I'm an encyclopedia about myself.
Right.
No one else.
Right. But it's like, why can't they ask you those questions? So why can't you be prompted to answer those?
I know. I feel like Katherine Heigl in that one movie, The Ugly Truth, where she brings a whole list to her date, and she's like, let's look at number 3. I want you to ask that to me.
Dude,
answer.
It's getting to that point.
Yeah,
like,
because
genuinely.
they're just sitting there like, waiting.
Right. And I'm like, okay, like, this sounds terrible, but I'm just not the type of person to go get food. Like, I'm not in it to, like, get a free meal. Like, I am genuinely, like, looking for a connection, and if you're not entertaining me, like, I'm not just here to entertain you. It's supposed to be vice versa. So I'm like,
I am not the comedian of tonight's meal.
I mean, I am, but like, you could step up a little bit.
Throw in some pointers in there.
Okay, sorry, we got off track. This is what I'm talking about.
Yap City.
The last time I was delusional, And it reminds me of this every time I drive up north, was when I was freshly 18, I downloaded Tinder, right?
Same.
And it was the first time that I'd ever gotten, like, real attention because the guys at my school never, like, talked to me.
Yeah.
Like, never. And then, like, after school, they're like, oh, my God, you're so beautiful. Like, I love you. And now they're fucking ugly. So I'm like, let's not go back there. So the first guy that I ever, like, took seriously on Tinder, again, I was 18. He was 23. And he lived up north. And, like, it was crazy.
Don't tell me you drove up to see him.
Oh, I did.
Oh!
I did.
Okay.
You know, he worked at Dell.
All right.
So he lived in that area over there. I think he lived in a place that was called, like, Riata.
Okay.
It was a very nice apartment complex. And he lived with 2 other guys. The other guy that I met, he was a DJ. And they would just, like, DJ in their house all the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But, like, I honestly thought that this 23-year-old, like, genuinely liked me. And who knows? He could have. I was very young. Like, I didn't understand what I was doing.
Yeah, freshly 18.
I don't even know what insurance is.
Yeah.
And that man has had insurance for a minute.
Man lives in a separate apartment. I feel like you were...
Dude.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, that's... if you are younger, stop dating those 20-something-year-olds like that. Once you turn 20, go for it. Balls to the wall.
Absolutely.
But you're not... You're like a...
You're a child.
3-week-old adult.
Yeah.
Like, you're baby still.
And even us 20-year-olds, I still feel like we are childs. We don't know what's going on half the time.
Still fresh.
We're still learning. But don't date people that are really old.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone each their own. But
right.
When I was young, when I was 18, I got with someone who was way older. Like probably 26, 25. And...
Dude, that's a big ass jump.
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, maybe that shouldn't have been like one of the first relationships.
I don't date younger. It just grosses me out.
I can't date younger either. I have.
You're strong.
It's only 1 year though. That's the
okay. That's not even like
been. Exactly. But even then, I'm like, this is a little weird. But I got over it, I guess.
Okay. I mean, that's way closer though than like I try
I'm
not.
22. I can't date someone who's 19. I physically couldn't do it. Or 20.
Yeah.
They would have to be 21 or 22.
I demand that they're older than me just because like I do think that I'm very mature for a 23-year-old.
And you are.
Thank you.
I would not see you with like a 21-year-old.
No. And so like not only do I already like older people, but they need to be more mature than me.
Absolutely.
Because I get childish sometimes, like especially if I actually like you.
Right.
I turn into like a child.
A kid.
And it's embarrassing because I'm like, bitch, stand the fuck up.
You are a woman.
We've had these talks in the mirror so many times. Like, what are you doing? Stand up. But that's just like insane.
Yeah.
Like when you're 30, I say this is insane. Okay. Honestly, I am a fat hypocrite right now because I used to have my Tinder set to 45 to see if I can catch one of my hot professors.
Wait, but why didn't one of my professors that I didn't even have, he was across the hall, added me on Facebook when I graduated?
Ooh.
Isn't that weird?
Ooh.
Isn't that weird? That's weird.
Okay. Now we're talking about professors. Honestly, like it'd be a dream to have like one of my professors like want me.
I've done it. Not my professor.
Yeah.
But like I technically my 18 and 26 relationship, he was a teacher.
Oh my gosh. Was he your teacher?
No, God.
Oh, but he was a teacher.
He was a teacher. I mean, he taught me a few things. So.
Okay, well, I will say like it's the authority and the dominance that gets me. Like, I love whenever...
And the intelligence.
Right. And, like, I don't like kids, but, like, when they're like, yeah, I teach kids. I'm like, that's fucking hot. Let me just hop on real quick. I don't know what it is. It's just, like, if you're a coach, if you're a teacher, I'm like...
It works.
Let me get with you. Automatically. Like,
I understand. I get it. Because it just
I'm glad
makes
somebody
sense.
gets it.
No, it makes so much sense because it's just like, especially if I can learn something from that person and they can keep teaching me. Okay. Sign me up. I'm ready.
And I know y'all bitches who are listening right now feel the same exact way.
When want to tell a story. There's this coach that I had in my middle school. Everyone had a crush on him. Mm-hmm. God, I want to say his name so bad. I guess I'll just make up another name. We'll call him Coach Carl. Coach is not hot at all. Coach Carl was hot, believe it or not. And he had a wife. And he spoke Spanish. And he was a history teacher, too. He was a soccer coach.
They always
and
are.
a history teacher. I know.
I had a hot history teacher, too.
Dude, they make me want to learn history. I'll pay attention. And he would always, like, be like, okay, sweetheart, okay, lovely, or okay, princess, right?
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. And you know, every time some girl in the classroom got okay, princess, it was always like, what did she do? Why is he giving her extra? Ooh. You know, there was like a rivalry. Everyone wanted to be the favorite of Coach Carl. And one time, I wasn't even in his class, but my teacher was gone. And we had to, the history teachers bundles us up with his class. And I guess I turned something in. I don't even remember. This was so long ago. And he goes, gracias, princesa.
Oh, you're lying.
I'm not.
My panties would have dropped to the floor.
I was freaking out, first off. And then my friends, when I went to go sit down, they were like, oh my God, what did he say to you? Wait, he called you princesa? Oh my God, that's so cute. And it was just like, you know, the thought. But when you think back, you're like, girl, you're 16.
He definitely knew what he was doing.
Oh, he knew. Man was like probably 34.
That's young.
It is young for a teacher, I feel. But it's also like, what you doing? Why are you giving these girls extra attention?
No, literally. What do you think his wife thought? Because there's no way wifey didn't know. Oh, you don't?
I mean, well, how else would she know unless like there was students coming to his house? And that would be inappropriate.
I mean, not to his house, but like, I feel like, do you think he was hot like even for like his wife's age, or was he just hot because you're younger?
No, he was hot.
Oh, okay.
His age, just, how do you, imagine like a Johnny Depp mixed with like, what's
Sold.
Yeah, I don't have to explain it anymore, basically.
Yeah, no, literally. Okay. Coach Carl.
You're like Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, for real. But honestly, like, good for you. Good for y'all as girls. Because, like, I hope he's still there.
I don't know.
Now, this sounds terrible, but, like, I'm not thinking in the sense of, like, policy and shit like that. Like, let a girl live her life.
I know. Let me live my Delulu life where I have a crush on my history/coach.
Hey, as long as it's a crush.
Nothing happens.
And it makes you go to school.
Right. And I learned. I got an A in that class.
Just like every semester, I'm like, please to the God that I don't believe in, give me one hot person. Please. I walk in, it's myself. Not myself, someone else.
Ugh, I see that every day.
Literally. Okay, well, I think y'all are probably done listening to us geek out about hot older men.
Hot older teacher men.
Okay, so next I want to talk about some of our top embarrassing dating moments.
Oh, I gotta think about this
Okay,
one.
I can go first.
Okay.
Please, I got plenty of them.
Okay, no, you go first.
If you didn't know, I have zero riz. Like, genuinely, like, I don't have a way with words the way that people honestly think that I do. Especially when it comes to, like, relationships. Like, I'm a bottom. I don't need to be approaching people. Like, I know that's also the wrong mindset, but, like, I don't.
I get it.
And so there was this really, really fine guy, like, beautiful. Everyone in the club's looking at him whenever you walk through.
Oh.
And, like, I'm not exaggerating.
No, I believe
because sometimes people be liking the ugliest people.
They're main characters. You can see them glistening in the club.
Yes. Like, people will be buying him a drink, kind of beautiful. So he was cousins with one of my friends.
You had an in.
I did.
She had an in.
I did. And we went to his house afterwards, and my girlfriend that was with me, she was like, he thinks you're hot. And I was like, oh, he does? And she was like, would you smash? And I was like, yeah, I would smash. literally, like, we spent like an hour and a half there trying to figure out like how to like talk to each other. Mans had no riz either because he never talked to me. My friends had to leave me there. Like, they dead ass left me there.
There was no breaking of the ice.
So that I could smash. And
A+ friends though. Come on.
Literally. But I was thinking to myself, like, bitch, you should have left. Because, like, why do you have to be left there
alone
with him to get him to talk to you? I was like,
I need a man who can riz me up in public.
Dude, exactly. It was so embarrassing. Like, I can't believe I let that happen to me.
Right.
That was fucking stupid.
Hello?
He did have the biggest dick I've ever taken before. I will say that. I bled.
You...
I bled. Well, because guys don't do enough.
It's really big.
Yes, and they don't do enough. This was also the same guy who, like, snored so loud I could not sleep.
That's a Nick for me.
No, it is.
I'm sorry you can't breathe, but I need to sleep.
It is. And this man had like a California king. I was all the way at the very edge. I was like,
king.
Dude, I was like, I cannot sleep.
I put buds in. I can't.
Well, I would if I had my purse with me.
Damn. I'd probably leave.
And I should have, but they drove my car back to their house.
Oh.
Because I'm usually DD. I don't like to drive.
Right.
I don't like to drink.
I'm usually DD too.
Yeah, I don't like to drink. But yeah, that was fucking embarrassing. Not only because I bled, but also because like my friends had to leave me there.
Yeah, also if it's like your first time meeting somebody, it's so nerve-wracking to go through that.
Dude, it is. I really hope my mom's not listening to this one.
Yeah, me too. Mom, Dad, please stop watching.
I mean, but in all reality, like, obviously it's not easy to say these things, but like I told you before, like, it's the human experience. Like,
everyone's been through it.
Yes, and I had an episode with my ex-boyfriend. One of my ex-boyfriends.
I think I saw that.
We talked about someone throwing up on him while he was receiving head. And I have had many people actually say that that is common.
Yeah, this is a question I ask all of my exes.
Okay,
or try to.
I thought that was like a unicorn moment.
Oh no, girl. No.
I mean, okay, so it just hasn't happened to me yet. I'm not like proud of that.
Woo, 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 woo.
I'm going to clip that and use that for the rest of my life. But I just didn't know that that was a common thing. See, people, we share experiences. So like,
as embarrassing as they are, they happen.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to normalize things. I'm not just trying to be nasty, guys.
Guys, stop gagging. It's okay.
Grow up.
Grow up.
I know you are nasty bitches. Grow up.
Don't act like you're innocent, okay?
All right, now make me feel better. What are some embarrassing dating moments for yourself?
This goes back to Tinder.
It always does it not?
It really does. And I remember this specifically because I suffered injuries. Not from men, but from myself. Oh, so I wanted to go. Dad, please stop watching this. I wanted to go to like on a date, and I think I was freshly 18. I downloaded Tinder, and I didn't know where to go because I was broke. I didn't want to spend money, and it was really late because I just gotten off work, and I was texting this guy, and we had agreed to meet each other. At I think the parking lot of where I worked, and we met up.
That's not suspicious at all.
I know, right? No. I should never do that. Also, never tell a guy to meet you up where you work or where you live. Just don't, because it will come back to bite you in the ass. And we went to a playground. And the playground was next to my house. And there used to not be a fence around the playground. Used to be you could just walk in and just be on the swings, whatever, all happy. But when we got there, they added this, I kid you not, like 9-foot tall fence. And he's like, well, I guess we're going to have to climb it. And I was like, no, we're going to find a door. We couldn't freaking find a door. So he climbed over it. And I thought I was so parkour that I would do it in one fell swoop. So I jumped up, reached over, put my leg over, got caught. I was wearing jeggings, by the way. This is when jeggings was a thing. Yeah. Oh my God. caught where my butt was. And they hung there. They like got caught on the part of the fence. And I fell. And I was hung from my jeggings at the top of the fence. And it literally gave me a huge scratch down my back to my leg. And then when I finally fell from it ripping on the fence, my whole ass was out. This part was bleeding. It's the way I fell, and there were stickers on the floor. No! It was so embarrassing, and he was laughing at me.
You didn't laugh at yourself?
I was laughing because I didn't think I was hurt, but then I stood up, and I was bleeding in so much pain, and he kept laughing. And so I was just trying to hide it. I had a jacket. I put it around my back.
I would have cried.
I was so close to crying.
Because it's funny to giggle it off.
Yeah, but bitch, I was in pain.
Yeah.
It hurt. I had little scars from it, but it's gone now. So they're not scars. What? So I texted my friend, and I told her to come pick me up. Oh, I told her to call me and say that it was an emergency. And I did the whole spiel. What? Oh my God, who's in the hospital? I'll be right there. Girl should have won an Oscar.
Damn. You are a good actress, though.
Thank you. And he completely believed it. He was like, oh my God, I'll take you there. I'll take you to the hospital. And I was like, no. She's coming to me. I need to go. And she picked me up. My ass was out. If there was a cop there, I would have been arrested for public indecency.
Oh my gosh, it was that bad?
It was that bad. My whole jeggings were completely ripped and like hanging.
Oh my. Okay, I don't know what's worse, because if there was a guy and that happened to me and he coddled me, I would be so embarrassed. Yeah. But like laughing that long is rude.
Also, yeah, he also tried to like, he was very like Tinder boy, just want to make out and fuck real quick. And I was not having it because I was in pain. So I was just like, get the fuck off me. Gross.
Yeah.
No means no. He knows who he is. He's crazy.
You bastard bitch.
Yeah, for real. You left me there bleeding in pain. You suck.
That is so embarrassing. It makes me want to cry for you. That is
I cried so hard when I got home.
I would have too.
I laugh now though.
That's mortifying.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.
I grew strong from it.
Oh my gosh.
I never wore those jeggings again.
Well, you can't.
I can't. They're literally open in half.
Do you have them still?
I threw them away.
Dude,
was like, no.
I don't know what I would have done. How did you get back over?
I had to climb again.
Did he watch you do it?
I told him to go first.
Why didn't he
I
help
made him
you?
go first because he wouldn't help me.
Why?
He was like, I can't lift you. I weigh less than you, sir. Look.
Okay, honestly, this is why the big boy movement needs to happen. Like, I'm not...
I heard it. It needs to
okay,
happen.
so there are a different kind of big boys. Like, there are people who they call, like, big boned, and their body is still, like, toned.
Right.
I want one of those. Genuinely.
I think that's one of my exes.
Good for you. Good for you. Get back on that. Well, because, like, this sounds terrible for me to say this, but people who are bigger, they have the best personalities. Yeah. Like, when I was bigger, like, I'm not at my biggest still, I think I am so much more cool.
They're, like, more humble.
Yes. And, like, even the TikTok people who get really skinny, they're still so nice to people.
Right.
Like, it builds good personality. That's good structure. If you're skinny, you're typically shallow.
Yeah. This is completely off topic. I mean, it kind of is on topic, but I had a choir teacher who would tell me, she's like, all the best people are big. And she's like, because they can sing. And singing people you can trust. And I was like, okay. Makes sense.
I see that.
And I was like, but character as well, obviously.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean, absolutely. Like,
big boys are husband material.
Yes. I only have one person that doesn't meet that criteria.
Please tell.
I can't tell much because I feel like he's gonna know.
They'd have to be deep in the video.
That's so true. Okay, well, let's just say we knew each other in high school. And he used to be, like, big boy, like, nice. Like, everyone liked him. Mm-hmm. I find out he has a crush on me after high school.
Ooh.
But I don't know what happened. Like, he's been dealing with some things, and it just gave like bad red flag energy. And I was trying to be a good friend, and then he just went crazy on me. Like, you'd think he'd be humble, but he lost all the weight, got all gym rat crazy, and just bad attitude, bad mindset. I feel like people who get buff for the wrong reasons, or not just buff, but they try to like self-help themselves in a way that's like not healthy. It's like having to do a lot with like eating disorders, or like, you know, it just messes in with that. Sadly,
if you're not full, you're angry. It's just how it is. No, it's true.
That's true. That's me.
Me as fuck. Now that I'm in this caloric deficit, don't fuck with me, bitch.
Don't fuck with me. You'll be sorry.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Don't trust him, though.
Okay, valid. No, I'm really only saying this because I tried Cabo Bobs for the first time the other day.
What's Cargo Bobs?
Cabo Bobs.
Cabo. Are those pants or something?
No. The cargos are pants.
Oh.
Cabo Bobs is like a Chipotle on steroids. Like they have 4 different flavors of tortillas that you can pick for a burrito. They have like a regular flour one. They have a cilantro one. I got the ancho chile one, and then they have a toasted cheese one.
Not spawns.
Dude, literally. And then they had like all these different meats, and they had grilled veggies, like singular ones. So if you don't like red onion, you could just get like a specific pepper.
Oh my god, yum.
And at the very end, they had like 20 different sauces, and one of them was fresh squeezed lime juice.
Oh, I love lime.
Dude, it was so good. And it only cost me, with a burrito and a drink, $12. I know, and they're like only in Austin.
How are portions?
Dude, my burrito was like this big. And my cup was like
that sounds worth it.
Like this big, and it was like a plastic cup that you take home. And you can use like shower your dog with.
Sorry. It's the monster.
Dude, but like I was in like the lunch rush, and there was this girl with this guy, and like he was a big boy and she was like a taller girl, and I was like, man, like he's been like rubbing her back. It was after the bad news had happened, and you could tell she was sad. She definitely got to pick the place, and he was like comforting her the whole time.
Oh, that's sweet.
Not like PDA, like making out with her, but he was like there.
It's okay, babe.
Literally.
That's cute.
Literally. I was like, okay, see, a skinny man would never do that.
You know what the skinny man did? Usually when I was with him, he would hug me behind my back while I paid.
They do that.
That's what they do.
They do that. And I'm like, first of all, not only do I feel fat next to you, but also like now I am sugar mama.
I'm sugar mama without a job.
That's even worse. Okay, FAFSA, come through. Financial aid. Get you some
FAFSA.
of that.
Oh my god, I need to check on that.
Okay, well, I think that's embarrassing enough for both of us.
Yeah, I'm like so rosy.
Okay, well, y'all, just so we don't feel left out from embarrassing moments and delusional moments, comment some of yours, because we would like to know. Share, let us know. But that's gonna be it for today's episode. Sophia, where can the people find you at?
I guess you can find me on Instagram. It's gonna be, should I just spell it?
Yeah, I'll put it on top of you too.
Okay, it's JUSTA_spam. And that should be it.
Just a spam.
Yeah, just a spam. It's actually just a spam. She dyslexic.
We love a dyslexic queen. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Sophia for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
You guys know where to find me at kickinitw.Katelyn on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you next time. Bye.